the largest antebellum plantation in the South. On the western banks of the Mississippi River, southwest of Baton Rouge and northwest of New Orleans. In 1860, John Randolph owned 155 slaves and 42 slave houses, which made Nottoway one of the largest plantations in the South. At a time when most owners possessed fewer than 20 slaves, made up of both field hands and house servants, the Nottoway slave community played a very significant role in running the plantation and house. The field hands, by far the largest group of slaves, were mainly responsible for growing and harvesting the plantation crops, primarily sugar. On average, field slaves worked 5 days a week, with Saturday afternoon and Sunday free to tend to their own needs. A bell, still present in the Nottoway courtyard, was rung by the overseer to announce the time for rising, meals, and retiring. The life of a field hand, whether male or female, was very physically demanding, especially during harvest time. By the 1850s, plantation owners expected each slave's labor to yield about 270 dry gallons of sugar in a season. When not tending a crop, the field slaves were busy clearing new land, digging ditches, cutting and hauling wood, slaughtering livestock, and making repairs to buildings and tools. The women workers, on top of their daily field work, were also responsible for their own families in addition to caring for their children and cooking the daily meals. There was also spinning, weaving, and sewing to be done. With the exception of young children and the elderly, everyone worked. While Nottoway's house slaves lived in the servants' section of the house, the field slaves lived in the quarters, a collection of cabins that stood in even rows among shade trees behind the main house. The slave quarters also included a bathhouse, a hospital, and a meeting house, a relatively large and important building used for a variety of functions. During the week, it was a nursery where the oldest women watched the youngest children while everyone else worked in the field. And on Sunday, it was used for church, as well as for weddings and other special occasions.